on some level, and then eventually goes to, as you can see, towards painting or drawing or video. It kind of goes all over the place. So I let the work determine how it needs to manifest. And so it's funny if I'm at a store or something like that, that it comes up that I make stuff. I usually say I make stuff as opposed to saying an artist, because then the next question is, oh, what do you paint? And there's nothing wrong with that. I think painting is still very much alive, and it's about the phenomenon of color, and it's very fun. But I like to be able to go all over the place. Now, that's the first thing that you should know. The second thing that you should know is that my work comes from this place that I'm exploring the intersection of innocence and disaster. And so there's a lot of that going on today. This work is a form of a lament or a protest. There's tough stuff that we encounter every day, and we find ways to rationalize it. As an artist, I feel lucky because I can get this cathartic thing going. I can push it out there. I can make the work so that I can process it the way that I need to. So that's the other thing that you should know about the work. Now, getting into it, I think maybe I'll start with these two series because they're related to one another. Of when miners would take the cages of canaries into the mines with them. As the gases got too much, a canary would die. On one level, that's a form of innocence and disaster, because that no one's given the canary an option. And so that was part of it. That was the first kind of entry into this piece. And so I started looking at all these different cages that the miners would take with them. And so that's what each one of these are. And then these are the canaries. So between the two of them, I've figured out another word that that was interesting to me, which is the concept of a penitentiary. And a penitentiary is a place of penitence. And I never connected the dots. I always thought penitentiary was jail. But this was a place that you go to become penitent for your actions. And that became the ability for me to separate these things. So the shootings in which the murderers or murderer committed suicide in that location, that becomes the penitentiary. It's a place where they will always be penitent for their actions. It's infamous for that. And then the shooters who are still alive are the canaries that haven't died yet. And so that's what's going on with the work. It is heavy, but that's where it's coming from. There's star maps that are on the canaries as well. My work comes from stars quite a bit. I was doing a lot of work in grad school with stars, but I came across another word that was interesting, disaster. And dis being bad and aster being star, I never knew that a disaster was nothing more than a bad star or a bad omen. And so that's why the innocence and disaster is always coming up in my work, and there's a lot of stars that come in. And that's what you're seeing with this. These are this is a star map of the exact time, longitude, and latitude of the Norwegian murders that had happened. And again, I using the animal as an allegory. We've got a wolf breaking a lamb's neck. Again, innocence and disaster. So that's what the star map is. The island is in the background is a shot from the media of the victims on the shore. So, but I didn't paint those in. Instead, I've got the stars. And in the star map, there's numbers. So those numbers correspond to the victims. There are 77 stars in this map. And so, as you're seeing, like every little thing has some sort of meaning. And I don't usually, when I talk about work, give all these little steps out. And they're for me. This is how I'm processing it. But I don't expect everybody to get every little thing. But you can tell that there's something heavy going on with it. The last piece that I want to chat about is the video installation. I'm going to be really honest with you. I had a heck of a time making the bird cage. I love being kind of ignorant and naive to a process and just going at it. My last name is Willey, which is Old English for willow tree. So I thought it would be kind of fun to take willow branches and turn them into a bird cage, to literally have my namesake be the thing that contains. And then I've wanted to, in the video I'm eating a flower, and that's supposed to be going into the cage, and so there's flowers in the cage, but I really wanted to create a trap. This idea that these yellow flowers, this is a kind of a jump, but the association between the yellow flowers and the canaries, I wanted to eat the sin. I wanted to take it on. I wanted to be the beast myself, like the beast that's carrying the burden. And so it was so fun. My mother-in-law came in and she instantly called this a trap. And that's exactly what it is. It's a trap for the sins. So she called it right away. And then the wolves, it's just a play on the idea of a Cerberus. I'm taking on the part of the protector beast, so the guardian beast. And that's this show for me. That's the Beasts of Burden. So again,